My brothers and sisters in the light, the Essenes never made a financial decision without first writing 7 Hebrew words. Not a purchase of any kind, not a sale of any goods, not an investment of any amount, not a loan to anyone, not any transaction involving money, no matter how small or how large. Before any financial decision, they would take a piece of parchment, dip their quill in ink, write these 7 words in Hebrew letters, and meditate on them until they had absolute clarity about what to do. This practice was not optional. It was not a suggestion for those who wanted extra guidance. It was required of every member of the community without exception. The elders enforced it. New members were taught it before they could handle community funds. Children learned it as part of their education, and for over 200 years, while they followed this practice faithfully, not a single member made a financial decision they regretted. Not one person was deceived in a transaction. Not one family lost money through foolishness or haste. Not one household was ruined by a bad investment or an unwise partnership. Think about that for a moment. 200 years, multiple generations, thousands of financial decisions, and not one regret, not one disaster, not one person saying, "I wish I had not done that." This is remarkable. This is almost unbelievable, and yet the records confirm it. Today I am going to give you these 7 Hebrew words. I am going to explain what each word means and why it matters for financial decision-making. I am going to teach you how the Essenes used these words as a filter for every transaction, and I am going to show you how to use this practice before any financial decision in your own life, starting today. The 7 words are ancient. They come from the wisdom literature of Israel, particularly the books of Proverbs and the Psalms, and were adopted by the Essenes as a financial meditation practice. Each word addresses a different aspect of wise decision-making. Each word asks a different question of the person making the decision. Together, they form a complete system for evaluating any financial choice, from buying bread at the market to investing in a major enterprise. Let me give you the 7 words first. Then I will explain each one in depth. The first word is chokmah. This means wisdom. The second word is binah. This means understanding. The third word is etzah. This means counsel. The fourth word is gevurah. This means strength or self-control. The fifth word is da'at. This means knowledge. The sixth word is yirah. This means reverent fear. The seventh word is emunah. This means faith or faithfulness. Chokhmah, Bina, Etzah, Gevurah, Da'at, Yirah, Emunah. These 7 words were written on parchment and kept in the money pouch of every Essene. Before making any financial decision, they would remove the parchment, read each word slowly, and ask themselves a question related to that word. Only when all 7 questions were answered satisfactorily would they proceed with the transaction. Let me explain each word and its question. The first word is chokmah, wisdom. The question you ask is this: is this decision wise according to eternal principles, not just convenient for the moment? Wisdom is different from cleverness. Cleverness finds shortcuts. Wisdom follows the long path that leads to good destinations. Cleverness asks what works now. Wisdom asks what works forever. Cleverness can lead you into traps that look like opportunities. Wisdom keeps you on paths that have been proven over generations. The Essenes understood that most bad financial decisions are not stupid decisions. They are clever decisions that ignore wisdom. They make sense in the short term, but violate principles that govern the long term. The first word forces you to pause and ask whether the decision aligns with timeless truth. Before any financial decision, ask yourself, would a wise person who has seen many seasons of life approve of this choice? Does this decision honor principles that have stood the test of time? Or am I being clever in a way that will cost me later? The second word is binah, understanding. The question you ask is this: do I fully understand what I am agreeing to, including what is not being said? Understanding goes beyond information. You can have information without understanding. Understanding means you grasp the full picture. You see what is visible and what is hidden. You comprehend the implications and consequences. You perceive what the other party wants and why they want it. Many financial disasters happen because people agree to things they do not fully understand. They sign contracts without reading them. They invest in vehicles they cannot explain. They enter partnerships without comprehending the obligations. The second word forces you to pause and ensure genuine comprehension. Before any financial decision, ask yourself, can I explain this transaction to a child in simple terms? Do I understand what happens if things go wrong? Am I clear about every obligation I am taking on? If there is anything I do not understand, have I asked questions until I do? The third word is etzah, counsel. The question you ask is this: have I sought wisdom from others, or am I relying only on my own judgment? The book of Proverbs says that in the multitude of counselors there is safety. The Essenes took this literally. No significant financial decision was made without consulting others, not because individuals were not intelligent, because even intelligent individuals have blind spots. We do not see our own assumptions clearly. We are biased by our desires. We miss what others would notice immediately. The third word forces you to slow down and seek outside perspective. It prevents the isolation that leads to foolish choices. It brings other eyes to examine what you might be missing. Before any financial decision, ask yourself, who have I consulted about this decision? Have I sought counsel from someone who has no stake in the outcome? Have I listened to people who might disagree with me? Or am I avoiding counsel because I am afraid someone will talk me out of what I want to do? The fourth word is gevura, strength or self-control. The question you ask is this: am I making this decision from a position of strength, or am I being driven by pressure, fear, or greed? Many terrible financial decisions are made under pressure. Someone is pushing you to decide now. Fear is telling you that if you do not act immediately, you will miss out. Greed is promising that this opportunity will make you rich. These pressures cloud judgment. They cause you to abandon wisdom and act impulsively. Gevura means inner strength. It is the ability to resist pressure, to wait when waiting is wise, to say no when no is the right answer, to walk away from opportunities that require you to abandon your principles. Before any financial decision, ask yourself, am I calm or am I agitated? Is someone pressuring me to decide quickly? Am I afraid of missing out? Am I being driven by greed for gain? If I wait a day or a week, will this opportunity still be available? If it will not wait, why not? Before I continue with the remaining three words, let me share something important. What I am teaching today is just the beginning. The complete Essene wealth system has been compiled into a 21-day protocol that I have prepared for those who are serious about permanent transformation. It is called the Essene Wealth Code, 21 Days to Financial Freedom. In this guide, you will find all 7 words explained in full detail, along with the Hebrew letters to write, prayers to speak over your decisions, and 20 other practices that will transform your financial life. The link is in the description below. Now let me continue with the 5th word. The 5th word is da'at, knowledge. The question you ask is this: do I have sufficient factual information to make this decision, or am I guessing? Knowledge is different from understanding. Understanding is comprehension of meaning. Knowledge is possession of facts. You need both. Many financial decisions are made with insufficient information. People buy things without researching prices. They invest without knowing the track record. They partner with people without checking references. They assume facts that they have not verified. The 5th word forces you to ask whether you have done your homework. It requires you to distinguish between what you know and what you assume. It prevents decisions based on incomplete information. Before any financial decision, ask yourself, what facts do I know for certain about this transaction? What am I assuming that I have not verified? Have I done adequate research? Have I checked the reputation and history of those involved? What information am I missing, and can I obtain it before deciding? The 6th word is yira, reverent fear. The question you ask is this: does this decision honor God, or does it depend on practices that would displease Him? This is the spiritual dimension that most financial analysis ignores completely. The Essenes understood that some financial opportunities are spiritually dangerous even if they are financially attractive. Money gained through dishonesty carries a curse. Profits earned by exploiting others bring judgment. Wealth accumulated through practices that violate God's ways will eventually be lost, and more will be lost with it. Yira means reverent fear of God, It is the awareness that God sees every transaction, every negotiation, every decision. Nothing is hidden from him. This awareness should govern how we make money, how we spend money, and how we invest money. Before any financial decision, ask yourself, would I be comfortable if God was visibly present while I make this transaction? Does this decision involve any deception, exploitation, or dishonesty? Am I cutting corners in ways that violate integrity? Will I be proud of this decision when I stand before God, or will I be ashamed? The seventh word is emunah, faith or faithfulness. The question you ask is this: am I trusting God's provision through this decision, or am I trying to secure my future through my own clever manipulation? Emunah is the foundation of all Essene economics. They believe that God is the source of all provision. Human effort matters, but human effort alone cannot guarantee prosperity. Prosperity comes when human effort is aligned with divine principles and submitted to divine timing. Many financial decisions are driven by a lack of faith. We grasp because we do not trust. We hoard because we do not believe more will come. We make risky bets because we are not content to wait for God's timing. We manipulate situations because we do not trust God to work things out. Before any financial decision, ask yourself, am I operating in faith or in fear? Am I trusting God for the outcome, or am I trying to force an outcome through manipulation? Am I content with what God has provided, or am I grasping for more out of anxiety? Would I be at peace if this decision does not turn out as I hope? If you are finding value in these ancient secrets, take a moment to subscribe to this channel and tap the notification bell. Every week I reveal another practice from the caves of Qumran. These are practices that have been hidden for 2,000 years. Subscribe now so you do not miss a single revelation. And I want you to do something right now. In the comments below, type, I write the 7 words. When you type this, you are committing to use this practice before your financial decisions. Type it now, I write the 7 words. Now let me tell you how to practice this in your daily life. First, write the 7 words on a card or paper that you can keep in your wallet or purse. Write them in English or transliterate the Hebrew. Chokmah, Binah, Etzah, Gevurah, Da'at, Yira, Emunah. Keep this card with you at all times. Second, before any financial decision of significance, remove the card and read each word slowly. As you read each word, ask yourself the corresponding question. Take your time. Do not rush through the process. The Essenes would sometimes spend an entire day meditating on the 7 words before making an important decision. Third, if any of the 7 questions raises a concern, do not proceed until the concern is resolved. If you lack wisdom, seek it. If you lack understanding, study until you comprehend. If you lack counsel, consult others. If you lack strength, wait until the pressure subsides. If you lack knowledge, research until you have facts. If you lack reverent fear, examine your motives. If you lack faith, pray until peace comes. Fourth, make this practice a habit for all financial decisions, not just large ones. The Essenes used this practice for small purchases as well as major transactions. They understood that character is built in small decisions. If you are faithful with small amounts, you will be faithful with large amounts. If you practice wisdom in minor transactions, wisdom will be available for major ones. Now let me tell you about a man who learned this practice and how it transformed his financial life. This story is preserved in the Essene records as a teaching example, and it was told to every new member of the community. In the Essene records, there is an account of a merchant named Shimon who came to the community after a series of devastating financial losses. He had been a successful trader for many years. He had built a profitable business. He was respected in his region. People sought his advice on commercial matters. He seemed to have a gift for making money, but over several years, everything changed. He made one bad decision after another, and each one cost him dearly. He invested a significant sum in a shipping venture that failed when the ship sank in a storm. He partnered with a man who seemed trustworthy but who cheated him out of a year's profits. He bought a large quantity of goods that he was certain would sell quickly, but the market changed and he could not find buyers at any price. He extended credit to people who swore they would repay but who fled the region owing him money. Each decision had seemed wise at the time. Each decision had been based on reasonable analysis, and each decision had destroyed more of his wealth until he had almost nothing left. Shimon was not a foolish man. He was intelligent. He was hard-working. He was experienced in trade, but he could not understand why his decisions kept leading to disaster when they had once led to success. Had God turned against him? Was he under some kind of curse? He came to the Essenes, hoping they could explain what was wrong with him and how to fix it. The elders received him with compassion. They did not judge him or mock him for his losses. They listened carefully to his story. Then they asked him about his decision-making process. How did he evaluate opportunities? How did he assess risk? How did he choose partners and investments? How did he know when to proceed and when to hold back? Shimon described his process, which seemed reasonable enough. He gathered information about opportunities. He calculated potential returns using the best estimates he could make. He assessed the character of potential partners through observation. He made logical assessments based on his experience in trade. But then the elders asked deeper questions. Did he seek counsel from others before making significant decisions? Often not, Shimon admitted with some embarrassment. He trusted his own judgment. He had been successful for so long that he had stopped asking for advice. Did he pause to ask whether opportunities honored God, or did he consider only the potential profit? He had never thought to ask such a thing. Business was business. What did God have to do with it? Did he make decisions under pressure, or did he wait for peace? He often decided quickly, he confessed. He was afraid of missing opportunities. Good deals do not wait for slow decision-makers. The elders nodded. They had heard stories like this before. They recognized the pattern. Shimon was a capable man making decisions without the proper framework. He was relying entirely on his own intelligence and experience, which had failed him. He needed a system that went beyond human calculation. The elders gave him the 7 words. They wrote them on parchment in his presence. They explained each word and its corresponding question in careful detail. They told him to keep this parchment in his money pouch and consult it before every financial decision without exception, even small decisions, especially when he felt pressure to decide quickly. Shimon was skeptical. How could 7 words on parchment prevent financial disaster? He had lost money through real circumstances, real betrayals, real market changes. Words could not change reality, but he had tried everything else, and nothing had worked. He had nothing to lose by trying this strange practice. He committed to follow it faithfully. The first test came within a week. A trader he knew slightly offered him an opportunity that seemed profitable. The numbers looked good on first examination. The potential returns were attractive. In the past, Shimon would have agreed quickly, afraid the trader would offer the opportunity to someone else, but he had committed to the practice. He excused himself and found a quiet place to consult the 7 words. He read them slowly, one by one, asking himself each question. Chokmah, wisdom. Was this decision wise according to eternal principles? He was not sure. He had not thought about it in those terms. Bina, understanding. Did he fully understand the transaction? He realized there was one aspect of the deal he did not fully comprehend. The trader had explained it quickly, and Shimon had nodded without really understanding. Etza, counsel. Had he sought wisdom from others? No. He had not mentioned the opportunity to anyone. He was planning to decide alone, as he always had. Gevurah, strength. Was he deciding from strength or from pressure? He felt pressure. The trader wanted an answer today. That pressure was driving him toward agreement. 3 of the 7 questions raised concerns. In the past, Shimon would have proceeded anyway. The potential profit was attractive and he did not want to lose the opportunity, but he had committed to the practice. He told the trader he needed time to consider. The trader pushed back. This opportunity would not wait. Others would take it if Shimon delayed. Shimon held firm. He needed time. 2 months later, Shimon learned that the deal had collapsed spectacularly. The trader had been hiding serious problems with the venture. Those who invested lost everything. Some lost more than they invested because of obligations they had taken on. The 7 words had saved Shimon from yet another disaster. This experience changed Shimon's skepticism to belief. He began using the 7 words before every decision without exception. Over the following year, Shimon used the 7 words before every decision. He passed on opportunities that failed the test, even when they looked attractive. He waited when he would have rushed. He sought counsel when he would have relied on himself alone. He examined his motives when he would have ignored them. He asked whether decisions honored God when he would have thought only of profit. His financial life began to turn around. Not dramatically at first, not with sudden windfalls or miraculous reversals, but steadily, consistently. Good decisions accumulated one after another. Losses stopped happening. Small gains became larger gains. Partners who dealt honestly appeared in his life. Opportunities that survived the 7 questions proved to be genuine. Within 3 years, Shimon had recovered everything he had lost and more. He became known as one of the wisest merchants in the region. People came to him for advice, not knowing that his wisdom came from 7 Hebrew words on a piece of parchment. He later said that the 7 words had not just improved his financial decisions, they had transformed how he thought about money entirely. He had learned to slow down when the world demanded speed. He had learned to seek wisdom beyond his own intelligence. He had learned to submit his decisions to principles higher than profit. He had learned that God cared about his financial life and wanted to guide him. This same transformation is available to you starting today. If you are ready for complete transformation, the 21-day protocol is waiting. The Essene Wealth Code will guide you through the 7 words and 20 other practices that will transform your relationship with money forever. The link is in the description. Before you leave, type one more time. I write the 7 words. Let this be your commitment. Let this be the beginning of a new approach to every financial decision you will ever make. The 7 words have been revealed. The practice has been taught. Now it is time for you to apply what you have learned. My brothers and sisters in the light, remember the 7 words the Essenes wrote before any financial decision. Chokmah, wisdom; Binah, understanding; Etzah, counsel; Gevurah, strength; Da'at, knowledge; Yirah, reverent fear; Emunah, faith. Write them down. Keep them with you. Consult them before every financial decision. Ask the 7 questions. Do not proceed until all 7 are satisfied. For over 200 years, the Essenes used this practice. For over 200 years, they made wise decisions while the rest of the world stumbled from one financial disaster to another. The practice works. It has always worked. It will work for you. May the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob give you wisdom for every decision. May understanding light your path. May counsel surround you. May strength guard your heart against pressure. May knowledge inform your choices. May reverent fear keep you on righteous paths. May faith sustain you in every season. Go in peace. Go in power. Go in prosperity. Until next time, this is Rabbi Enoch, keeper of the scrolls, servant of the light. Shalom.